Hello, thank you for having me this morning, and it's been a blast throughout this conference. And this morning I'm here to share with you our story, a story of how we are developing the FM profession in Nigeria. And as it is the case in many countries I've visited, every time I introduce myself as a Nigerian, I almost often have the same impression or expression in the faces of some of the people that I am discussing with. Oh, you're from Nigeria. So it is so much joy to be sharing my story to this audience this morning. And I would like to find out from you, when you hear the word Nigeria, what comes to mind? What do you think? Or what is the impression you have of our country? Oh, that country that is so corrupt, that country that is full with insurgency, country that is poor and suffering from malaria, or what exactly is it that comes to mind? But this morning I'm going to change the narrative. I believe that we are a country that is moving forward, and things are happening that the world will come to copy with time, especially the FM profession. I'm here to share with you how we have advanced the growth of the FM profession in Nigeria, with how influencing change and interacting with governments. So Nigeria is a very big country with over 930,000 square kilometers, and not just only big in terms of landmass, we're also very big in terms of population. We have over 170 million people in Nigeria. And better still, we have the fourth largest youth under the age of 20. Not only that they are young, but they are very smart. So you're talking for bright talents, come to Nigeria. So, the FM market that we're here to talk about today is growing, is dynamic, is doing a lot. We have widespread outsourcing. Companies from all over are coming in to do business in Nigeria, and there is direct foreign investments all over the place. Then before now, or where did we start from? That is a good way to start the story. The situation was not like this a couple of years back. The word facility management did not even exist in Nigeria a couple of years back. And the profile of FM was such that it lacks government recognition. We lacked resources. There are no standards. There were no standard practice for facility management. Right now in Nigeria, we have inadequate power supply. Most of the time, we generate our own power. Can you imagine the facility manager within this complex producing its own energy? How many of us can fathom that? But that is what we do. That is what we are used to. Generating power to get this facility running. So we don't have adequate power. There is significant deferred maintenance. They don't understand the life cycle costing. All they know is the first 3 stages of construction. They finish the building, conduct the opening ceremony, and everybody goes to sleep, enjoy the party, and let the building take care of itself. That has been the situation. We just do not have the understanding. At best, when anything breaks, we fix it. No planning, nothing. And gradually we began to develop ourselves, and right now we have over 400 practitioners that have FMP certification, and we have well over 25 certified facility managers. And of course, we have 2 fellows of the International Facility Management Association in Nigeria. Now, we also have 3 universities or so offering facility management as a degree course in Nigeria. We had those in the past, and some are still with us. But at some point, having been exposed to the reality of what facility management can do for a country, we began to think and so take our destiny in our hands, because some of the things that was happening around us in the field of facility management was not going to change if we do not provide a homegrown solution for our problems. Okay, so the growing recognition of facility management as a business enabler began to make us to think very closely, and our association with the likes of BIFM, the British Institute of Facility Management, and IFMA and other bodies made us to begin to think and look for how to truly change this narrative. With the publication of the ISO 41000, that also gave us reason to say we need to take ourselves very seriously, because this profession truly exists as a profession and it can do quite a bit for us as a nation. Now, we also began to see young graduates asking questions about this vibrant profession. And we needed to give them a basis to pursue a career in facility management. And also the fact that we had so many international organizations and FM in Nigeria, even though we see the great potential it can do for our country, we were really fragmented. We had different groups. There is this group that belongs to BIFM. They call themselves BIFM Nigeria. And we also have a group which I belong to, the International Facility Management Association. These are all international groups, and we have benefited immensely in all of this group. But there was no way we could come together and pursue a common goal, because every one of us felt, I am more important, I'm more superior to you. And the division amongst us did not allow us to make any meaningful progress. We were just running around in circles, just arguing over who is more superior, who is having the better exposure and all of those things. So we needed to change. These were the things that drove us to begin to think differently and to look for how we can resolve the issues that have stifled the growth of the profession in Nigeria. So we believed that the solution is within us, and we have to find that solution. And these were other, and one of the other reasons why we began to think very carefully was the federal government of Nigeria. They came up with an act of Parliament, the Bureau for Public Procurement, or the Procurement Act. And the Procurement Act gave guidelines on how you procure services and goods and products from any organization. And when that bill came on board, we noticed that if the federal government or any entity wants to procure services, they go talk to engineers, or at best talk to Sofia when it has to do with facility management related projects. And when we go to them and say, excuse me, we are the professionals, we've spent a lot to develop ourselves, why are you not talking to us? They pull up their list of professional organizations and look through it. Sorry, we can't find facility management here, so you don't have anything to say about it. Oh, that was very, very frustrating. And having engineers to give you the guidelines to procure FM services was quite frustrating. Sometimes I look through a bid document, I'm asking myself, is this really a facility management bill document or what? So it gave us reason to begin to look inwards. And of course, the federal government of Nigeria also are signatories to the Paris Climate Accord. And the climate change issue was a big deal. So who is going to drive that? All of these gave us a reason to begin to think on what to do to see how we can change the narrative and also give us a good foundation to contribute to the growth and development of the FM profession in Nigeria. And guess what? If Nigeria gets it right, the whole of Africa gets it right, because we are a major influencing group in that part of the continent of the world. So we needed to change. We needed to do something drastic and change the narrative. So we had a group of young, vibrant practitioners that have put their all into the development of facility management, and we came to a conclusion that the only way we can change this narrative is to have a homegrown association. Yeah, we are excited, we are privileged to be part of the BIFM, we are excited to be part of IFMA, we are excited to be part of any other international organization. We've learned so much from them. We are happy to be associated with them. But at this stage in our growth and development, we needed a homegrown solution, a body that can speak on our, or to give us a voice with the government of Nigeria. And we needed to have a voice of our own. We needed to have a body we can do business with without looking behind our shoulder to see if somebody was getting angry because of the move we had made. Okay, so we also discovered that there were so many opportunities that we as a nation should have been part of that we are not part of. For instance, the Global FM. Why is Nigeria not having their flag in the Global FM? Because we don't have a national association. Okay, even before we became members of the ISO Technical Committee 267, we needed to talk to our government to be able to register and get us in as a group in the ISO standards. So these are the reasons why we decided to have a national association and to have a profession that is recognized by our government. Because as long as we are at this stage of being members of the international organization, they are not going to recognize us as a profession. And the way it goes in Nigeria, for a profession to be recognized, it has to be passed or backed by law, by an act of parliament. And at this stage, we created what we call the Nigerian FM Initiative. This comprises of young, dynamic, forward-thinking, active Nigerians that have been part of the growth and development of facility management over the years. And we decided to set up the Nigerian FM Initiative. And the initiative began to meet and get young people to come into our fold, and we created an opportunity for everyone, every stakeholder in the facility management profession, whether you are from the BIFM, whether you are from the IFMA, wherever you are coming from, as long as you are interested in facility management, we want you to come to the same room with us. Let us discuss and take our destiny in our hands. So we decided to have two separate meetings, one in Lagos and one in Abuja. Those are the two major cities in the country. And we had very beautiful engagements, and we came up with some resolution. One was to sponsor a bill in the National Assembly to have facility management passed into law as a profession. And secondly, we wanted to see how we can have a professional association. And right now, I'm happy to announce to us that we are in the process very soon to have a bill passed, recognizing facility management as a profession in Nigeria. And this is very exciting to us. And I believe that once that is done, it's going to set the tone for other great things to follow. Because when people recognize facility management as a profession, there's going to attract young talent, and people will begin to come in and become part of what we do. And we also are also signatory to the ISO standards that have come. And what great time to be in the facility management profession in Nigeria. Two great events happening around the same time. We're about to get a bill passed for facility management to become recognized as a profession, and we have the ISO having published standards for facility management. So right now we are looking at seeing facility management explode in astronomical proportions in Nigeria. And for the first time in the history of the growth and development of facility management in Nigeria, an event organized by the Nigerian FM Initiative during celebration of the World FM Day in a couple of weeks back. We had a representative of the Vice President of Nigeria and the Minister of Works, Power and Housing attend our conference. That for me was the height. To have the Vice President of your country talking about facility management, it means that we are making progress. And I believe that it started when we decided to take our destiny in our hands and begin to interact very closely with government. And once the government, who are the major owners of infrastructure in the country, buys into this ideology or this profession, definitely the sky is no longer our limit, but just a starting point. And my call this morning is to invite us, the global FM community, to come join us to harness the huge potentials that is inherent in the continent of Africa. We have so much going for us. It is a place of untapped resources. We are already crowded in Europe and America. Let's expand. Let's share this knowledge. Let's come and let's develop the developing worlds. We need you, the FM community. We need you. We are only asking for partners to join hands with us to grow the profession. Now the government is about to start looking towards what can you do to change the landscape? What can you do to change the narratives? And if we don't have the solution, it means that we'll be failing in our promises. But the beauty of it all right now is you all have gone through the process. Some 38 years, some 25 years, some 30 years, developing processes. And we do not have to start from where you started from. We have the unique opportunity to copy what you are doing right now and take it back with us and implement. Thank you very much for the time. God bless you.